So just made my second U-turn. I am real good at following these tracks on the GPS. Imagine that. Wrong turn number 3. I know this might be hard to believe for some of you, but yep, I just made another wrong turn. So for today's mini adventure, Saturday 3/14, I'm going to run up here and ride sections of the SEBDR. We're actually on it, and I actually have the TFT working because I've got a helmet with a headset in it. So yay, better than my struggles when I was on section 7 of the SEBDR. So we're going to make our way up here to 212, make a right. And, biggest thing we're doing is going out and checking to see if some of these gates are open, see what's open. There's some seasonal closures up here that shut down in December, and Gunnertown Road. Looks like it'll be paved for a little while, and it turns into those hash marks. So we'll see if there's a gate open. Beautiful weather. Can't complain about the weather at all. Running solo today. The other guys were going out and going to do some gravel roads. And I think they were actually going to look for one of the roads on part of this route. No, it would be part of. I'm actually on 9. So they were going to run, look for a road to see if the gates were open on section 8. So I am on section 9. Just left Hot Springs a little bit ago, a few minutes ago. It's a busy little place this time of the year with through hikers coming in, the weather picking up, and a lot of people out and about. So yeah, we'll make our way up here. When we get the gravel, I'll come back at you. Now this is going through a little community here, little farms, and some of them are pretty large, but nice looking farms. This is in Madison County, not too far from Hot Springs. Well, let me rephrase that. No, it's still in North Carolina. Beautiful road. Look at that view. Pay attention, Roger. Black walnuts on the ground. From the looks of this road, it's pretty heavily used. So got to be careful on these blind corners. People live here, they're farming, doing their thing. So might want to be careful about bombing through here too fast. And want to be respectful too of their place. Pretty sure I've never been on this road. That's okay too. But man, oh man, it's spectacular. The views just are non-stop. Come to a stop sign. Let's see where we're at. But how have I missed some of these roads and some of these little communities? A little place over here called Chapel Hill, going now up towards Cutshaw Town. It's just little old community settlements, if you want to call it that, farms, farmlands, and absolutely stunning. D&D Ranch. And that last section, man, the switchbacks back and forth down as it dropped in elevation was stunning. I need to get out and explore more often, because I get to see more places like this just tucked way back up in here in these mountains that my kind of place. It's not gravel roads, but man, oh man, is it ever beautiful. A few more weeks when everything's super green and the trees are leafing out. Woo-wee. It'll be popping. Yeah, I thought I had a pretty good idea of the local area, but nope. I was mistaken. So that little stretch just brought me back to 212. There was one little gravel road on it, but man, oh man, was it spectacular pavement. Going through the little farming communities, it was a pretty good ride through there. Not very long. I'll set this camera up, but 212 goes up and over the mountain, turns into 321, goes into Flag Pond, Tennessee, when then it will lead us into Irwin, Tennessee. And then from there, I think there's a lot of gravel. But for whatever reason, I thought that stretch there would have more gravel on it. I'm just going to ride it up and over into Flag Pond. There is a Appalachian Trail crossing up here that sometimes there'll be people set up doing trail magic. And I imagine they should be lots of people coming through on their way north anyhow. I don't know if I'd want to do the Smokies in March, but I'm sure there's going to be several of them that go in March. Fun little stretch of ribbon of road anyway. That appears the Appalachian Trail crossing that I was telling you about. Got a little bit of steps made across the fence right here. And there's a few through hikers. And I know this guy. Fresh Grounds. I am going to talk to him. So we're at the trail crossing on 352, and
if you say so,
purely stumbled into Fresh Grounds. You saw what you go by on all your social media.
Yeah, this is called the Leapfrog Cafe. My name is Fresh Grounds. Yeah.
And he feeding through hikers this morning.
Well, actually, this is lunch. So I got chicken noodle soup and chili over here.
All right.
Fruit, Gatorade, heating up some water for coffee. You might hear the burner going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We got good food.
Good food. Great to see you out here.
Thanks. Noodle soup okay?
As I was coming up 352, I knew about the Appalachian Trail crossing, and then we stumbled across this guy called Fresh Grounds. He does trail magic every year, does a fundraiser, and he was telling me they've done very well raising funds this year. But he set up here at the trail crossing, said he had 12 or 14 hikers through this morning, so they're on their way. But I followed this guy on Instagram, I believe it is. Just had a brief chat with him. I just left up there the Appalachian Trail crossing and purely stumbled into the Leapfrog Cafe, and the guy that goes on social media goes by Fresh Grounds. One of the other things that I like to do besides motorcycling is I like to hike some. I like to do longer sections, but I don't through hike. Maybe someday. I hate saying someday, but yeah, got to meet and talk with Fresh Grounds. Love what he's doing out there, setting up the trail magic for the through hikers. He told me he was really blessed with his fundraising and wanted $18,000, and I actually raised $26,000. He was trying to feed me, even though I'm not a hiker. But had a brief conversation with him, and I really enjoyed meeting and talking to him. Yeah, but back on 352, coming down the mountain into Flag Pond, Tennessee. Hell, I might run into old Steve-O over here. looks like they paved this road in the past, maybe the past year. Nothing like fresh pavement. Looks like there's some residual salt on it too, but whatever it is, could be sand, I don't know. But yeah, it was kind of cool meeting fresh ground. So if you're into hiking at all, you probably know who that guy is. Well, let's make our way on down the mountain. The plan was to ride Section 9 of the SEBDR, but I spent a little while talking to him up there at Fresh Grounds and had a brief conversation with a father and son. I was sitting there getting my helmet geared up, getting ready to head down the hill, and I heard a young child, well, not a young child, I heard a child's voice say, "Hey, cool bike." And turned around, finally found where they were, but they were crossing the road there. And father and son on the Appalachian Trail. Started in Springer Mountain, and they're making their way north on the Appalachian Trail together. And what a cool thing. This kid's never going to forget this trip, even if they were to peel off and stop now. They live in, he said, New Hampshire. So how cool was that? I had a pretty good conversation with them for a few minutes and really enjoyed talking to them. Did catch their names, should have asked, but if you guys happen to stumble across this video, kudos for you guys out there doing it. So I'm going to make my way on over the mountain. We'll ride the old road up and over Sam's Gap. We'll go past one of the other hostels. And, this Section 9 video is turned into a hiking video by talking a lot about the Appalachian Trail hikers. Very cool.
If you get a chance to, check out Fresh Ground's Instagram page under the Leapfrog Cafe. It's real cool what this guy does. He does fundraisers, and then he leapfrogs the hikers as they do the through hike on the Appalachian Trail, and he feeds them. And I really like what this guy's doing, and he even offered to try and feed me while I was there for a short visit. So check him out on Instagram, maybe Facebook, or all the social media platforms. And if you've made it this far into the video, thanks for watching. It just goes to show you never know what you might stumble into while you're out riding in these mountains of western North Carolina and East Tennessee. You never know who you might run into. Y'all be safe now.